Welcome to Just a Bit Outside, the baseball movie podcast brought to you by Bucko Banter. Today we review Bull Durham, a movie about a young, dumb, and inexperienced pitcher trying to make it to the show, a grizzled veteran catcher tasked with teaching him while grappling his own legacy, and a wise, sexually liberated, mystical woman guiding them both along the way.
Rockin' 101, she compliment my taste. Whiskey in my lemonade, cause I like the way it tastes. Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates. Or the steak by the plates, and in case after case, run my race at my pace, clear the grass of the snake.
Mr. Christopher Miller, how the heck are you?
I am ready for some minor league baseball action.
I am
hot and steamy other action.
I had my original cold open was a little bit different. And, I'm just going to toss it in now. Most importantly, this movie answers the question, what if we took minor league baseball and made it softcore pornography?
It's a very horny film. At the heart of it, the film is horny.
But
it's also like that. That's a good thing. This is a very charged film.
Extremely.
And it's like, we should do? We should be appreciating, some American poets and, some minor league baseball and being sexually liberated.
Listen, I didn't look into Ron Shelton at all, but this guy must have been just leaking because it's ridiculous. Anyway, this movie had a release date of June 15th, 1998, directed by the 1988, yes. Over 10 years prior to our last Kevin Costner film, For Love of the Game. Just a lad in this one.
This completes the Costner trilogy, but we didn't do it in anywhere near the correct order.
No, we did not. But we've had our fair share of Costner. Pretty small cast of main characters in this one. Like Kevin Costner as Crash Davis, Susan Sarandon as Annie Savoy, Tim Robbins as one of the best baseball names. It is up there with Steve Nebraska. Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch. That's all time.
Yeah, Nuke Lelouch is a really good one.
And Trey Wilson, I was debating whether even to put him in here or not, but he has some all-time lines in this, so I put him in as he's the manager. But really, most other characters besides these four are not inconsequential, but they're not in the limelight. Boy, oh boy. Another one that opens with just some black and white stills of some great baseball moments in this one, with a voiceover of who we find out is Annie Savoy, Susan Sarandon, talking about her relationship with baseball. She said she's tried every religion, and we'll find out later that she is, I said mystical early on, but she really is kind of a mystic kind of individual. She dips in and out of all kinds of religions and cultures and everything like that.
Big Stevie Nicks energy. Think of it that way.
Big time. The back of her front door has all kind of chakras and Buddhas and all kinds of different various religions taped up on the back of her door. It's very interesting. She talks about the Church of Baseball is the one that she subscribes to most. She said there's 108 beads on a rosary and 108 stitches in a baseball. I did not fact check that.
There's no way there's 108 beads on a rosary. It'd be huge.
That would seem
I'm looking it up.
Quite curious. If
I just assumed that she was making that up.
Yeah, there's no way that that's the case. But if there is, I'll eat my crow. She takes a pivot here and then says,
okay, all right, simple fact check. She's not technically wrong. There's 59 beads on a rosary. So if you do it, well, yeah, I was going to say, because if you don't count the I can't even do the math on that one. I was going to say, if you do it twice, you don't count the bigger ones for the Our Fathers. No, incorrect.
No, sorry. All right. It's a terrible movie. We're done.
That's it. See you all next week.
She goes on to say, baseball is never boring, which makes it like sex. Has she ever watched a baseball game? There's a lot of boring baseball games.
There are.
There's a ton of boring baseball games, especially back then.
What percentage of baseball games did you say are just pretty boring? Because I will concede this to the crowd that says stuff like sports ball. Some of what 20%, 20, 25? It's pretty high. There's some real stinkers out there.
The thing about baseball is that nothing happens for 75% of the game. 75% of baseball is two guys playing catch. And the other 25% is cool, but like a lot of like a no-hitter seems like a terrible experience to witness. Like you did just watch a guy play catch the whole entire time.
You have to be in a certain form of nerddom.
Yeah.
To truly appreciate the no-hitter.
But you know what? Today we're gonna have our first aside, our first detour early, because you brought it up, and I've been seeing a lot about this lately. To the sports ball crowd, I think
we bullied them out of existence.
Like
you very seldom see sports ball anymore.
You don't care about sports. You know what baseball is. You understand what football is. Just because you don't know the rules of the game, like you know that the game exists. Like the sports ball crowd, it's just you're being intentionally obtuse, right? Like
it's some pick me shit.
100%. It really pisses me off. But if there ever were a sports ball sport, it might be baseball. It's the weirdest one. My take on sports is
for sure
90% of sports are the same thing. There's a goal or a thing on one end and a goal or a thing on the other end. And then there's another implement, a ball that you're trying to get into the thing, right? You got your goal in hockey and soccer, your basketball nets, right? Your end zone. You're trying to put the thing in the thing. There's other people trying to stop you from putting the thing in the thing. Baseball's like, what if we just did something insane? There's a diamond, you throw in the ball. This is a simple game.
There's 3 strikes, so there's 3 balls, right? No, sure isn't.
The weirdest
I tried to explain baseball to a friend of mine who was in from Norway. This is for one of our friends' weddings. And I took him to a baseball game, and I'm trying to explain the game of baseball. After about an inning and a half, I just gave up. Because I was like, we had defensive positioning. I was like, okay, this is where everybody like generally stands. And then they put the shift on, and the second baseman's just standing in left field. And I was like, you know what, buddy, don't worry about it.
Isn't there like a Scandinavian baseball though, and they play it just crazily?
It's completely insane. There's no fences in the one. I think they're Swedish. When a guy just like falls off a cliff.
Yeah, there's just like a river in the middle. This is like if PNC went across the river. Like
the river's in one of the river's in play. And like I sent you the clip of the one guy just like running in like waist deep water after a baseball. But my favorite is when the guy makes like the over the shoulder catch and then just falls into a ravine.
Yeah. It's like, well, he's dead, but the play counts.
The play stands. He's out. But then like the bases are big. Dudes were still running for some reason.
You're running a Z. It's so weird. Yeah.
Anyway, that is awesome. I love it. I don't know what it is.
Super sick. It is Swedish. You are right. It has nothing to do with this, but I figured we get our first aside in early there.
It was a good one.
Very sex forward movie. Baseball's like sex, she says. And then she says, I'd never sleep with a man hitting below 250 unless he had a lot of RBIs and was a great glove man up the middle.
She knows ball.
It'd be tough sledding in the year of our Lord 2026 because pitchers are simply too good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be not easy pickings.
We'd be on an all-time dry spell here. This voiceover then kind of pans to her from these black and white stills getting ready to walk to the stadium. So she walks to go see our very own Durham Bulls playing. And the team is kind of just in shambles at this point, right? It's pregame. The catcher's just eating a glizzy. He just has a dog. We're looking for the pitcher, who we find out is Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch, without his nickname at this point. He's just Ebby Calvin Lelouch. And we find him in the bathroom stall, having doing some funny business, some party action with the daughter of the local funder who bought the team the scoreboard, Millie, who also watches all of the games with Annie. And one of the key points here is that Abby LaLouche does not have a nickname. And all the greats had nicknames. Oil Can Boyd, all-time nickname. Catfish Hunter, great one. Oil Can Boyd once said he never played a game sober.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
That is guys being dudes, man.
And his nickname was Oil Can because back in the day, he used to drink beer out of oil cans to hide the fact that he was drinking beer, which raises the question, did nobody ever question why he was drinking motor oil? Just insane. Don't mind me. I'm not underage drinking. I'm just drinking motor oil.
My man invented the koozie over here.
Dude, there's some residue left in there. Like,
so in 2020, we used to go to the ballpark and listen to the games on the radio because we weren't allowed in. And my man Jojo found these silicone sleeves that look like Mountain Dew, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper, and they fit over your can, so we could drink beers outside and not get hassled by the cops.
Love that.
I made oil can references to that.
That is good old American ingenuity right there.
Oh yeah, brother.
That's what we call that. The game starts now, and we see Millie and Annie sitting at a table, just the two of them, and they got the binoculars, they got the beanos, the glasses, if you will. They got the speed gun. They are, say what you will about what they do outside of the game. They're locked into ball.
Right.
They're locked into ball.
I think they're right twice.
I agree. Ebby's debut, he has an absolute cannon. And they say he can throw 1,000,000 miles an hour. It's actually 95. And he is wild. He couldn't hit anything at all. And I think I'm trying to find what the stat line was. It was his debut. He had a very wild 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Cannot find the zone. Here we go. That's what it was. At the end of his first start, he both walked and struck out 18.
There's an arm in there. That's why we got him in the minors.
Now, maybe there's something that I'm missing here. If my pitcher walked 17 guys, I might say, you know what? I don't know if we could let him back out there.
Might not be your day.
17. Anyway.
How many pitches do you think he threw?
Tell you what, that would never happen.
It's a long day.
That would never happen today. He probably threw 400 pitches. Game did not go well. So post game now, we got Skip in the office with his right-hand man, and we see Crash Davis walk in with one of the best openers, I think. Just hilarious. He walks into the office. They go, "Who the hell are you?" He goes, "I'm the player to be named later."
Such a good moment.
That's so good.
Such a good line. It's so self-effacing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. We find out he is Crash Davis, who is kind of a career minor leaguer, kind of the grizzled veteran. He's been through all the ins and outs of minor league ball. And he's been brought on to kind of reel in LaLouche, teach him the ways, and kind of groom him into being a professional major league pitcher, which Crash is not too pleased with. In fact, he just threatens to quit immediately when he learns out that that's his job.
I do like that he quits, like storms out of the office, and then like kind of pops his head back in. Do we play tomorrow? What time's the game?
And we will find out that one of the reasons that he does that is because he is on pace to break the record for most home runs by a minor leaguer. The record is 246. So that will be a crucial part in the movie. But in this scene, they're discussing what's going on with Ebby. They say, and this is one of my favorite sayings, and I don't know if it started with this movie or if it has been, if it was just adopted in this one, but they say he has a $1 million arm and a 5-cent head, which is unreal. I love that.
Yeah, it's such a good one.
I use that in basketball all the time. When somebody has a crazy dribble move, a crossover, and they just blow the layup, I say, hey, listen, man, that's $1 million move, but you got a 2-cent finish, brother. It's you gotta put that one through. One of my all-time favorites. I use that one. I said it last week. I said it a week ago today in my basketball game. Love it.
I'm also glad that you survived the basketball game. You talked about how that was of concern last week, but no, you did great.
It was of concern. Wasn't my best game ever, but I am alive. Thankfully, we had a lot of subs, so I was taking breaks often. No death for me on the court. That is for sure.
Fantastic. You love to see it.
Love to see it. Next, we go to the bar, which is where apparently the whole entire minor league team goes after every game. So we are at the bar. Millie is there. Millie is hitting on all the players. Crash is also there surveying everything. He's surveying what's going on with the team. He's trying to keep an eye on Ebby. And I guess is it the owner of the Bulls? I don't know if it's ever quite clear as to who this guy is that Annie is talking to. Is it the owner of the Bulls?
It's the clown.
Is it the clown?
It's the clown.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the clown.
As
Crash makes the line like we end up fighting over and the clown gets her because they were dancing.
Oh my God. I didn't even put that together. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, old minor league ball player. Assumedly owns the bar, you would think.
Yeah. There's a clown in the movie who dances and does various clown things.
He spits beer like Triple H.
He does spit beer like Triple H. It was the clown. And he says to Annie, he's not like all the other players. I actually saw him read a book without pictures one time. So basically, Crash is being painted as an intellectual, a thinking man's catcher, right? Not just some stupid idiot like every other player on the team.
Right, especially Nuke.
He is real dumb. And then we pan over to him, and he's dancing with everybody. Crash says, who's he dancing with? And Annie says, I think he's dancing with everybody. So he's, larger than life at this point. He references many times how he already owns a Porsche, and he thinks that he is him. Then we have a little bit of a confrontation, right? Ebby comes over. In the game, Annie wrote him a note that said, you're not bending enough in your follow through or something along the lines. And apparently he made a little bit of adjustment. Not that good of an adjustment. He still walked 18. But he comes over and he thanks Annie for writing the note. And Crash is also there. And they get into a little bit of a confrontation over her. She says, let's dance. They say, which one? And they get into a little confrontation. Ebby certainly wants to dance with her. Crash is playing it a little bit cooler, but not hiding it completely. Then they get into a little bit of a confrontation about what's going to happen. And they're going to go out. They're going to take it outside and have a bit of a fight, which this might be the best line in the whole movie. Ebby goes outside. He's ready for a brawl. Crash stays inside. Ebby comes back inside and hits him with a, you coming or not, homeboy? It's so stupid. It's amazing.
Incredible.
It's just so dumb. I had to pause the movie. It just is so funny.
I like that he came back in to fight him.
So they go out to fight. Crash goes out, throws him a baseball, and says, you want to fight? Take your best shot. Just give me all that you can. Throw this baseball at me. He says, I heard you couldn't hit water if you fell out of a boat. So he eggs on.
One of the all-time great freakouts in managerial history. That was Tommy Lasorda. That was taken from the Tommy Lasorda Kurt Bavacqua freakout. Did you ever hear that one?
I have not heard that one.
I will send you that one. I don't know. I'll share a link in the comments or something here to the YouTube clip of it. It is the funniest manager rant I have ever heard in my entire life, but it's over Bavacqua.
I am eager to hear that now because water if you fell out of a boat is amazing.
Right.
Better or worse than sand if you fell off a camel?
Oh man. I'm gonna give it to Lasorda. I'm gonna go water with the boat.
Riding a camel.
Tom used to go.
Riding a camel is funnier than being in a boat, but a boat almost always has to be on water. I guess maybe not. I don't know.
One of them land boats.
One of them, it could be one of them land boats. It could be on a trailer.
Could be.
Anyway, Ebby throws the ball at him, completely misses him right through the bar window. Now, here's a question. What if he just didn't miss? That's a pretty mighty big risk.
Yeah, what if he did just drill him? But that's how you know Crash Davis knows ball.
Because the risk you take is, 90% chance that he misses you by a mile and exactly what you want to happen happens. There's about a 10% chance that he just puts a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right between your eyes and you just die.
And what if he cleared the mechanism? Well, he just bang, lights out. Never be seen again, old Crash Davis. He's not going to break the record now.
I thought of a way that we can quit our jobs. We pitch a Bull Durham remake, scene for scene reshoot, except he just hits him and kills him and the movie's over.
Credits roll. That's it. No denouement. We'll get like a freeze frame, like in half the movies we've covered, and that's just it. Print the shirts.
That's
it's
it.
Happening.
All right.
It's happening.
Quitting our jobs. Then Ebby comes up to him because he's pissed he missed. He put it through the window. Crash hits him with the old right cross, sits him down, just lays him out. And he says, quite heroically, I'm Crash Davis, your new catcher, and you just learned your first lesson. That's badass.
Yeah, that's Crash.
So they go back inside, and this starts a series of quite profound and wise quotes by Annie, in which we will soon learn that she is extremely well read, extremely well studied across various subjects, and highly intellectual. And she has some great quotes in this, starting with this one where they're both sitting there, Crash and Nuke Lelouch, and she says, I love a little macho male bonding. I think it's sweet. I do. Even if it probably is latent homosexuality being rechanneled, I'm all for rechanneling. So who cares, right? Amazing. That's so good.
And she's got a point.
100%. 100%. And then she says, all right, boys, let's go home. Let's go back to my house. And they say, which one? And she hits him with well, both of you, of course. So already we're setting up for what could be a crazy scene. It is a crazy scene.
Right.
We soon find out that we have a little kind of a little good luck Chuck situation going on for all you Dane Cook enthusiasts out there. We find out that Annie sleeps with one player a season for the entirety of the minor league season. And the player that she chooses goes on to have statistically their best year and launches their career into the next level. This is the MO, right? That's her. This is the mystic side of things, right? Mm-hmm. There's some unknown forces going on here that she admits to. So now she's choosing, which one of them. There's also another line here. You might have to help me with this one. I can't remember what this is referring to, but she's talking about strength in numbers and things of that nature. And she says, you get 3 ants together and they can't do dick, which is a hilarious quote. And then she says, you get 3 million and they can build a cathedral.
They can build a cathedral.
I don't even remember what she's talking about when she says that.
Yeah.
Just the dialogue and the script writing in this movie it's just chock full of vulgarities.
There's a lot of vulgarities. It's very snappy.
It is extremely snappy.
And like everybody gets good lines.
Everybody
gets some real winners.
We go on to have I didn't even write it down because I thought it might have been a little bit too racy for the pod. Kevin Costner has a quote unquote "I believe" speech where he talks about all the things that he has deep conviction in.
You can skip the first couple things.
Do you have it written down? I don't have it written down.
I don't. Oh man. I used to know verbatim, but he believes in a couple things. I believe in the dimples in the small of a woman's back. I believe that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe there should be a constitutional amendment banning the designated hitter. I believe in long, slow, deep, wet kisses that last for 3 days.
Yeah. It is.
But yeah, he just starts going off on all these different things, bouncing around subject to subject.
Look it up. It is the first two that he lists. I'm like, he's laying it all out there.
Yeah, so I can't believe this. Well, what do you believe? And he just turns around and just starts rattling off stuff that he believes.
It's nuts. And then he leaves. He's like, I'm over this. I'm the man. This guy is a rookie dweeb with no game, which we soon find out he does have absolutely no game whatsoever.
None.
Guy's
whatsoever.
Never heard of foreplay in his life.
No.
Because in the next scene, it just cuts to him getting naked instantly, or at least attempting to. And she's like, cool your jets, Buster. Let's work this out a little bit. And then when he eventually does go to disrobe, he leaves his socks on.
And shoes.
Strange. She goes, take your socks off. He goes, my socks. It's cold in here. And then we find out she's going to tie him up. And she does tie him up. She ties him to the bed. But not for any funny business. Because he's a dumb, stupid, idiot moron. That's why.
He's just some dumb hick.
And she says, you ever hear of Walt Whitman? He hits her with who's he play for?
And she is undaunted and just kind of busts right into I sing the body electric.
So she ties him up and she keeps him tied up all night reading poetry to him the whole night. And he is tired the next day. We go to the game the next day. This is when we find out that night is when he has been dubbed Nuke because she said, you're hot and ready. Shout out Little Caesars, but you're too hot and ready. This is like a nuclear meltdown. We're going to call you Nuke. So you got to cool your jets sometimes. So now we have Ebby Calvin Nuke Lelouch, the old four-namer, which is a rarity. The four-namer is a rarity. We find out that the team has our certified Jesus guy, who this guy loves Jesus. He is all about it.
Robert Bull, he was in one of the all-time great Charlie Sheen movies, Hot Shots.
Is this? Do we have the? Oh no, we don't have. We also have a voodoo guy in this movie. We don't meet him quite yet, but we have our Jesus guy.
We haven't done that yet,
and we have our voodoo guy. We get a crash at bat here, which is pretty nice. And this kind of looks back at what you said last week, where he's thinking to himself, don't just throw, think, is what he was saying last week, as Billy Chappell, where he's, thinking about how he should pitch around guys. This, he's saying, you're overthinking it. Just swing the bat. Just hit the ball. And we get that little inner monologue situation again, which is pretty nice.
It can only hurt the ball club.
And there's she writes him a note he writes her a note back. He takes a timeout. The bat boy comes up to him and says, "Get a hit, Crash." And he just goes, "Shut up," to the kid. Killed me. Absolutely crushed me. Just kills me.
It's just like, kind of like over his shoulder. Shut up.
Just amazing. And the note that Annie wrote him says, "Hey, you're pulling your hips out too early." And, he kind of disregards it. He's the veteran. He's been playing in the minors for 100 years.
And then Robert Wall. I think I might have said that Robert Wall was the Jesus guy. That was Bill O'Leary. If anybody knows anything about pulling your hips out, it's Annie. So, like, everybody knows Annie's reputation. She is well established in this town.
Yeah, she is. She's known. But, he takes her up on it. And they go to the batting cages.
Well, he writes a note back and gives it to the kids, and they write, like, "They don't read this. This one's personal." And Millie reads it and says, "I want to make love to you." But you can see what he writes, and it's not that.
It means the same thing.
It does.
But it's not what he wrote.
Right. It's let's, and then the active coitus.
Yeah. It is
sometime.
Let's party action. But they do take each other up on this. Well, not the party action, the batting cages. And I'll say this. For somebody who knows a lot about baseball and watches a lot of baseball, Annie's swing, Susan Sarandon's swing is
coaches don't play, bud.
Holy jeepers, dude. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my whole life ever.
It's really bad.
It's atrocious. She has another all-time quote in this, because Crash is saying, "Listen, why are you choosing this stupid idiot? I'm obviously the man, right? Nuke Lelouch, he's young, he's dumb. You could have the well-aged fine wine." And she hits him with, this one's so good. "Despite my rejection of most Judeo-Christian ethics, I am, within the framework of the baseball season, monogamous." Amazing. That's so good. She has so many good quotes in this. Kevin Costner, his swing, him pretending to pitch is much better than him pretending to hit.
It's serviceable. It's fine. He's got a bat.
It's serviceable.
Yeah.
He does do something super cool here, which he's carrying on a conversation with Annie while he's in the batting cages. And at one point he turns around, just does a little one-hand hit. And it is super cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
And he's just tattooing them too.
He's smoking them. Then it cuts from that scene to Annie's house, and all we see is there's Annie and a man who we are unsure of. Under the blankets, we see two sets of legs. There's limbs sticking out of the side. And in the throes of passion, she says, "Crash." So you think, okay, maybe he was spitting some game at the batting cages. Then he pulls the blankets down. It's Nuke. So not great for anybody involved.
Right.
And then Annie, you want to talk about gaslighting. This is some diabolical work from Annie right here. She says, "Would you rather me say his name while making love to you, or me say your name while making love to him?" That is devious behavior.
Yeah.
That's bad.
It's like, wow, you make a very salient point here. Like,
dude, that is in real life, that is just heinous work. That's crazy. That is like the ultimate gaslight. That's crazy. Now is when we meet the voodoo guy. This is the next game. He has a guy rubbing a chicken bone cross all on his back, which, okay. When did Major League come out? Because
1988 or wait, Major League was 89, right?
We're about to find out because
It was
we might
after
have.
this.
See, I was gonna have a gripe with this movie, but I don't.
So now you have a gripe with Major League.
No, I don't. I could never.
What year was Major League? Was it 89 also?
89, yeah.
Okay,
89.
This kicked off a bunch of baseball movies. It's funny that Major League and Field of Dreams are in the theaters at the same time.
That is interesting. He says to the voodoo man, "What are you, a goddamn witch?" And he says, "Yes, a switch hitting witch," which is just a snappy little retort there. A switch hitting witch. We find out he's rubbing the chicken bone cross all over his bat to ward off the curses, the evil curse on his bat. And the guy's like, "Come on, man. Let me get a little bit of that chicken bone cross. Just one little tap."
I love when he says, "Let me get some of that stuff." like stabbing the bat towards him. Let me get some of that stuff. Come on. Like, I'm over 23.
Now we have a scene where they do a cash drop. They just drop a bunch of cash from a helicopter onto the field, and everyone runs on and
they just let Little League baseball players just go get it.
I don't understand this scene. Why is it in the movie?
Because minor league baseball is insane.
I just don't understand why, the chicken bone guy, sure, we're giving a little bit of character to the other players in the team. The cash drop, it just seemed weird. Also, I will say this, the transitions in this movie from scene to scene are like very stark. They're just like black screen onto the next one. It's super weird.
It can be a little jarring. You got to keep up.
We go to the next game, this was pregame. Now we're in game, and Nuke he's dealing a little bit. He's him and Crash are building a rapport, and he shakes him off once or twice. Nuke shakes off Crash once or twice, and Crash goes out to the mound. And this might be the quote of the movie. I know I already said that once, but this might be the quote of the movie.
There's more times that you can probably say that in this film.
It's so good. I'm the perpetual hyperbolizer. Everything's the best thing. I very much live my life in absolutes, but this quote is incredible. He says he wants to strike him out. Nuke does, which is why he was shaking off Crash. Crash goes, "Strikeouts are boring." Kind of true. Besides that, they're fascist. Throw some ground balls. It's more democratic. That's incredible. That's so good.
Plus, they're fascist.
And he keeps calling him meat. M-E-A-T. Meat.
Meat. Love it.
And
I love it. If I have a new employee, they are meat.
Nuke is obviously a stupid idiot, and he just has no idea why he's saying that, which, like, it's super obvious, but, like, he's just an idiot. He just doesn't get it. He doesn't get that he's just, like, the rookie who's dumb, doesn't understand anything, and he's just, like, the physical specimen. He just has the arm, and it's like, dude, you're just throwing. You're dumb. Listen to me. I know what's going on, right? All you are is just a thoughtless arm, and Nuke simply does not understand this. And Crash keeps calling him meat. At the end of this conversation, Nuke says, "I'm throwing a fastball." That's what he shook Crash off for. And Crash says, "That's fine." Walks back to the batter's box, tells the hitter, "Hey, you're getting a fastball." And he absolutely myrtleizes it.
Just pounds it. Just gets every last shred of it.
And it hits the bull. There's a bull in the outfield beyond the fence with a little sign under it that says, "Hit bull, win steak." Love it. Love minor league baseball.
The guy was standing there admiring. "You're going to stand there and show my pitcher? I gave you a gift."
I saw a clip from, I don't remember exactly what game it was, but Tamar Johnson hit a home run, and the scoreboard guy, there's like an emoji with like a big thumbs down, and he just put
that was amazing. I thought it was a meme, but it was real.
It was real. And I have a guy in one of my close friends in one of my fantasy leagues that just uses that same emoji all the time. And it's not like one that's like run of the mill on your iPhone. It's like an off-brand one. It's so funny.
It's just that smiley face. You've seen it on the internet.
And I showed that to him. He loved it. He lost his mind. Shout out my boy.
So
Dan.
funny.
We see Crash hit a dinger. We see Crash has some pop, no doubt about it. Because I think they say that Crash this season needs to hit 20 home runs to break the record. Which that's nothing to sneeze at. That's nothing to shake a stick at.
But Crash doesn't want the record.
He's conflicted.
It's a dubious record. You don't want the record because it means you played in the minors for that long. This is 12th season. He wants to play in the show.
That, a lot of this movie is him grappling with his legacy, right? Do you want to be the best minor leaguer? I mean, being the best of anything would be cool, but being the best minor leaguer means that you probably weren't good in the show. And we will find out that he had a short
you weren't good
stint.
Enough for it. He did. Yes, he did get his.
But
time up.
It didn't, his career has not gone the trajectory that he thought it would. Now we're in the post game here, and Crash walks into the manager's office, and manager just goes, "These guys suck. They're terrible. I don't understand. I've never seen a team not listen as much as these guys." And Crash goes, "They're kids. Just scare them," which kicks off one of the best scenes in the whole movie.
Yes.
All the guys are in the shower, 70% of them. The other 30 are still in their towels or getting dressed. He grabs a whole barrel full of baseball bats and he throws them all in the shower. And he goes, "Everybody in the showers in 10 seconds." And he hits them with the countdown. These are 40-year-olds.
Right.
And he says, "You lollygag in the field. You lollygag this. You lollygag that. You know what that makes you guys?
Lollygaggers.
This is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball." It's amazing. It really is so simple. And it's he just treats them like actual children.
Yeah.
And it's just a bunch of grown men in towels standing in a shower with 14 baseball bats on the ground. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
He has a few scenes that are good, but his performance in this one particular scene is if you just Google, Bull Durham scenes, or just even if you just Google Bull Durham, I was looking for images for the thumbnail on this. And if you just Google image Bull Durham, you get a ton of fan pics of, copy of that scene and clips from that. It's amazing. It's so good. And then it cuts to Skip having to tell somebody that he's been cut. This is the guy that was trying to get some of that chicken bone, but it didn't work.
Let me get some of that stuff.
He's cut, which this kind of humanizes him a little bit after he just called everybody lollygagging children. Now we're on a road trip. He tells the team at the end of that scene, "We're going on a 12-day road trip. Lock in. Lock in." On the bus, Nuke is playing the guitar. He sucks at playing the guitar, and he doesn't know the words to the song.
Even better.
Crash is displeased.
Women don't get woolly. They get weary.
They get weary. Woolly is where did he get woolly from?
No, he's an idiot. He's
me.
He's a simpleton.
He tells him what he needs is a curveball. He says, "I have this, I have that." He goes, "What you need is a curveball. I have a Porsche. I have what you need is a curveball." This is when we find that Crash was in the MLB for 21 days, a little 3-week stint in the show. Then we have a little bit of a montage here of the road trip, which is not going particularly well. The announcer in this movie is spectacular. He has one of the thickest, craziest accents you could hear.
It is a big time draw.
It's awesome. It's super good. We have a game against the Greensboro Hornets, which did this become the Greensboro Grasshoppers?
Probably.
We had Lelouch with a 5-by-5. I think he had 5 strikeouts, 5 walks, 5 earned runs, 5 wild pitches, and 5 batters hit or something like that. I forget exactly what they say. Something along those lines. Moral of the story, the Bulls are bad. They are not good. They say, we need to hit, we need to pitch, we need a rain out. We need a break. So Crash says, I bet you $100 I can get a rain out. And then it just cuts to all the boys carrying their 6-packs, breaking onto the field, turning on the sprinklers, and sliding around in the mud.
I love when they're running the bases, holding their gazillion suds.
15 years.
It's just nice to get, they got to get the monkey off their back because they stink.
Now, 2 things about this scene. Number 1, throughout the whole movie, Crash is wearing a super sick bomber jacket. Olive green, orange interior.
This is like the standard Kevin Costner look that you'll see for almost the next decade.
It's badass. And he ruins it. He's just sliding in the mud.
It's a quality garment. You can get that repaired.
The other thing is, and I didn't go and look into this, but there's a part where he's rounding third base and he's running home, and it looks like he just like pings a hammy and he's like limping down the third baseline, which could be very easy to do. They're running around in a bunch of mud. It would be easy just to tweak your hamstring, and it looks like he just pulls a hammy running down the third baseline. Prior to the road trip, we learned that Annie gave Nuke some garters to wear, which he has not been doing because he feels that is not manly and that could not ever help him play baseball. But on the ride home from the road trip, he's asleep on the bus and he has a nightmare, where he is pitching with no top, no bottom, just in his jock with these garters on, and everybody's laughing at him.
Everybody's hooting and hollering.
They're having a good old time. And he wakes himself up and Crash says, we've all been there. We've all had this dream. But little does he know that we haven't all had this dream, because he's wearing Annie's garter. We're back in Durham with Annie. And Annie's making Nuke play catch with Millie. She's talking about being like a lava lizard and breathing out of your eyelids, realigning your chakras. We're getting real mystical now. And
the runner about the lava lizards and breathing through your eyelids. It's like, what is that? Inca? Aztec? Like somebody always just like corrects you in the background.
There's at the very end of the movie. Yeah. They cycle between Inca, Aztec, and Maya, and at the end of the movie, one of the coaches is reading Mayan wisdom made easy. Just hilarious. She says, "Hey man, if you want to realign your chakras and learn how to pitch, you got to wear this garter in game." And there's a scene where he's like he's struggling with his sexuality, and he's like, "If I wear this, what does that make me?" Like, can I do this? He does do it, and he's balling with it.
And you can tell it's funny because you can tell he's just like kind of fidgeting a little, and then he reaches down and like kind of tugs on his pants.
And somebody says, "What's going on here?" And I don't even remember who says this quote. He's wearing garters and he's breathing out of his eyelids like a lava lizard. That's a direct quote. We get another Crash home run, and they're playing the Bucks at this point, the BUCS, which I don't think that's a real minor league team at that point. Maybe I'm wrong.
I just assumed it was because they got the Durham Bulls badging.
We're going to take a little bit of a detour here too. They did get the Durham Bulls badging. However, all of the uniforms in this movie look terrible.
Yeah,
they're all screen printed. None of them are like actually embroidered. It's like you got the team
that might have been the case in the time. I don't know.
They look like some TJ Maxx uniforms. It does not look great. That's it. They look bad. We have another little confrontation about him shaking off Crash. And he's pitching well now, right? So Crash, I think, is just like, you got to keep him guessing, right? You can't always just blow it by him. And then he's like, well, this time you actually want to throw a fastball, not throw the off speed, not throw the breaking ball. Nuke still has not fully come around to Crash calling the game. And again, he goes back to the hitter and he says, Charlie, here comes the deuce. And when you speak of me, speak well. Speak well. So again, he tells the hitter what's coming. And he just smokes it. Which
over the bull.
I get it. You're making a point, right? That he just better listen to you. You're just giving up home runs on purpose.
It doesn't matter.
That's bad guy behavior.
He hit the shit out of that one.
Now, after this, we have a little bit of like a weird fast forward thing going on. They like play through the next like 2 months super fast. Nuke is crushing it. They play Put Me In Coach over the baseball montage, which is like the second or third time. Yeah. We find out Nuke is not having sex with Annie until he loses. And they've been on a streak for like 2 months at this point. And this is causing some tension between Nuke and Annie. And when Nuke asks Crash about it, he says, hey, man, when you're dealing, you don't do anything different. When you're on a streak, you do what you were doing to keep that streak alive.
Right.
And I think at this point, Crash knows that Nuke he's primed for the bigs because they have a conversation about getting your cliches down, getting ready for the big league interviews. I just thought this was awesome. He goes, write these down and remember it. Make sure you write these down. We got to play them one day at a time. We're just happy to be here, and I hope I can help the club. I'm going to give it my best shot, and Lord willing, it all turns out right. That's just amazing, man. Like,
so good. It's so good.
It is just like every post game ever, right? Like, you listen, go watch an SEC game. T-minus 10 seconds before I want to thank the big man above. You know, we played as a team out there. Yeah. We listened to our fearless leader. I mean, it's awesome. It is like spot on.
You have to. It's just great, man.
It's amazing. And
write them down and remember them.
We will see that again. We immediately go from this part to having a discussion about how Nuke was told that, you know, the women and particular parts of their anatomy could be seen as the Bermuda Triangle, which is quite an analogy.
I love that he calls it the Bermuda Triangle. There's something just so sports cliche funny about that. Like in Rocky, women weaken legs.
There's so many. There's some words that you rarely hear in movies, and you hear some in this one a whole lot more.
Yeah.
A whole lot more than you'd expect. They're still not having sex because he is still balling, and there is she tries to seduce him, and it's not working. Nuke is locked in. So locked in fact, that Annie confronts Crash and says, what kind of thoughts are you putting into this guy's head? To which Crash responds, who are you? Do you have a job? Which is so good. Because, I mean, it's one of those, like, how do you afford this house type thing? She has a sick house.
Yeah.
She goes to every baseball game, but she's never doing anything.
Right.
Like, what is happening? You find out she teaches a class at the community college, basically, and that's it.
That's it.
Like, boy, oh boy. I guess in the 80s, you could have a part-time job as an adjunct at a community college and afford a sick house.
That's at least a 4-bedroom job.
Like, what the hell? They had it easy, man.
It was the 80s. Everything was free. Reaganomics was killing it.
You know what? That really did work out.
Everything really trickled down.
Yeah.
Day one.
It really did work out for everybody extremely well.
Yeah.
You know? No scandals, no nothing, you know?
Nope.
We had nothing, similar to today, nothing going on in Central and South America at all.
Nothing bad.
Nothing at all.
Listen, I just heard Oliver North say last week, everything's fine. That's how you know it's good.
If baseball is America's pastime, then the second pastime of America is meddling in elections.
The Banana Republic.
In South America. All right, we're off politics, Chris. And I told you no more of that.
Okay, we're done. Everything's fine. Everything's fine and good.
We go to the next game. This scene is fantastic. We talked about this before the pod, and it's just like, it's really out there, and it's so good. There is a meeting on the mound. It's Nuke and Crash, and all the infielders come in as well. And they're talking about how there's a lot going on. Millie is getting married to, what's his name, Tim? The guy who is very Christian.
I think it's Tim. Yeah, it's the actor is it was Bill.
We're calling him Tim.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Tim and Millie are getting
William
married.
O'Leary, I know, is the actor.
They're getting married. They're thinking about what to get him for their wedding gift. There's a lot of other stuff going on. And the manager goes out there. Actually, not the manager. The right-hand man goes out there and says, what is all this about? He goes, well, we're dealing with a lot of shit out here, man. Tim's getting married to Millie. We have no idea what to get her. X, Y, and Z. All this stuff is going on. And then he goes, all right. And then he very kind of poignantly just sits down, analyzes and assesses each of the situations and says, well, okay, you can get Tim and Millie.
It's so automatic.
He is very pragmatic. I mean, he is a problem solver. He says, okay, get candlesticks. That's always a great wedding present. You do X, Y, and Z. This is how you solve all your problems. Now get back out there and play the game. Now we go to the game, and there's a play at home. It looks like Crash gets the guy out at home. Ump calls him safe. And this starts a hilarious dialogue between Crash and the umpire. And he says, quote unquote, I feel like we could say this. We could say this. He says, quote unquote, that's a cocksucking call. Now he says it about the call. He doesn't call it to the umpire.
Yeah. And that's
call.
The rule was you can say whatever you want about the call, but you can't say anything to the umpire. It's an instant ejection.
And he says, did you say that to me? He goes, no, I said it about the call. And then they go back and forth. And Kevin Costner is saying, you want me to call you that? Crash is saying, you want me to call you that? And the umpire's like, I'm begging you to call me that. And then he says it. And then he gets ran for it. Sent him to the shower. And the announcer goes,
get the warm water, bud.
That's a no-no with umpires, which is just hilarious. I feel like that's a no-no with everybody. Nobody likes to be called that.
Nobody wants that.
Let's see here. We find out directly after this scene that actually, I did forget to mention Nuke's father is at this game. What are the things that they're talking about when they're at the visit on the pitcher's mound?
His eyelids are stuck open.
And his dad he has like the big old camera sitting on his shoulder like a parrot. I mean, it is like, it's one of the big old 80s cameras. And Annie's house after the game, we get a knock on the door. She has a voiceover saying, there's a knock on the door and it's going to be the wrong guy. And it is, in fact, Nuke with his dad,
Yeah,
which is nuts. And he's also very Christian, so he has no idea about the funny business going on.
The dalliances, the party action.
And there's a phone call, and he learns that he is going to the show. And they learn that they're going to have to part ways. And he says, this is it for us. It has run its course at this point. You're going to the show. Basically, see you later. Kind of like a my job is done type thing. But at this point, we do understand that the thing with Nuke has kind of run its course, right? She is about ready to leave her past life behind and settle down with Crash. So they leave, and this is the goodbye between Nuke and Annie. And Nuke goes to meet with Crash in the bar. Now, this point is a little bit strange in the movie because Crash is just at the bar. Do you think he's like so worked up because he got ran during the game?
I think it's kind of the culmination of things. He didn't get called up to the show. Nuke did. He had a shitty day.
But he doesn't know when he first gets there. You think he does know?
I think he knows that this happened.
Because
it's not shocking news that it did. Maybe it was an eventuality, but it's Nuke's dating Annie. That's what he wanted to do.
By the time Nuke gets to the bar to meet with Crash, he's in the bag already. He's had a gazillion brews. Which after we do our ad read here, we start talking a little bit more freestyle. I got a gazillion brews little anecdote here. Nuke tells Crash, let's just quick aside. It's just hilarious that we're just saying Nuke and Crash this whole movie. It's awesome. Crash is just not happy for Nuke. He's kind of salty that he never made it to the show. He says the difference between, what does he say, 250 and 300 is, one more dying quail a week and you're in Yankee Stadium, one more little flare into right field, basically saying, if I got lucky once a week with a hit, I would have been playing in the bigs.
Yeah.
He throws a pool ball at Nuke, the old billiard ball, throws it at him, breaks a mirror in the bar. The owner is displeased, walks up, and this time Nuke punches Crash. Forgot to mention this earlier. The sound when the punches happen is like the most Adam West Batman ass sound you could ever. It's like, wow. It's so funny.
No, it's very late 80s punching sound effect.
Go back to the clubhouse the next day. Crash apologizes.
Oh, I think that whenever he hits Crash asks him which hand he used.
Did you use your throwing hand or did you use your other hand?
I used my left. He goes, good. Don't use the throwing hand to hit a drunk at a bar.
I can't keep giving you all these free lessons.
So he's finally, all the wisdom that he's imparting is finally getting through.
We're in the clubhouse the next day. Crash apologizes. Tim and Millie, again, I don't know if his name's Tim. We're running with it. It's definitely not Tim. Tim Robbins. Whatever. They're
fine.
Getting married in the stadium in their uniform. That's the most minor league baseball game thing I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. And everybody's there. Like, everybody's like, Annie's in the wedding.
We learned that, Crash's main purpose was to guide and teach Nuke how to become a pro to get to the bigs.
That's what he says. You don't want a ball player, you want a stable pony.
And that has happened. And we learn that Crash is getting cut because they're bringing in some young stud catcher who's hitting 300 or whatever, who has real power. You know, they tell him, hey, maybe there's a management job for you down the line. But, you know, we do learn that Crash at this point has kind of made up his mind that he wants the record and that he's probably just going to hang it up after that. He's going to retire. So he walks to Annie's and let me see here. He goes back twice. The first time he goes to Annie's, they have their long-awaited romance. And there's something just very strange here. So they go, he says he got cut. They have this discussion. This is where it just becomes softcore pornography, basically, for the next like 10 minutes of the movie.
It's a long time.
But previously in the scene where Annie's trying to seduce Nuke, she's trying to get him to undo her undergarments with one hand. And he's just, bro's got no game whatsoever.
Fumbling.
Meanwhile, Crash is the one-handed bandit out here, dude.
Yeah, smooth with it. Slick.
He is. But the part that I found, which was crazy, is he's like undoing some garment. And it like cuts open a little bit. I think it's maybe like her dress or something.
It's a blouse or a dress, yeah.
And then her bra is Jockey brand.
Yeah.
And it just sticks there for like 5 seconds.
There's a lot of buttons involved in this particular garment. So you just get to see Jockey for like a minute.
It's like brought to you by Jockey. It's like, if that was intentional, just the craziest ad placement I've ever seen in my life. Just nuts. Like
Jockey probably paid big bucks for that.
Jockey's like, let's get a little bit risque with it. Let's go on the bra. Just crazy. Yeah, we just have like 5 minutes of softcore pornography here. I mean, they're getting after it. And they're getting after it everywhere.
And then they're just, like having a conversation or whatever. And they're just like, hey, you know what? And then just bang.
It's happening in the living room. It's happening in the bedroom. It's happening in the bathroom, in the tub. There's so many candles. There's water splashing everywhere. The next morning, or maybe later on that night, it's happening on the kitchen table. And then they
like knock over everything. Like shit's breaking.
They're
spilling the milk.
He's eating a bowl of Wheaties. She's eating ice cream or something. And he just like throws stuff off the table. I mean, it's just like, dude, it's not your house. You're 40, dude. Like, come act like you've been there before.
Not your home. What are we doing?
Now up. He's dancing with her now. She's tied up and he's painting her toes on some real like freaky shit.
Yeah, you're not sure what's going on. And then it turns out he's just painting her toes.
Not even a Quentin Tarantino movie. It's crazy. We do have a cat. Random cat laying in bed with him. Shout out, big cat guy.
Yes. As evidenced by the cat that just she was going nutso last week, man. It was awesome.
She's sleeping off camera right here. She's been on her best behavior. That's because she was up all night acting a fool. Just being a menace. Now Crash leaves and he leaves her a note that he leaves on the bed with an apple. And he said, this isn't the first time that I've went to bed with a man and woke up with a note, but at least the son of a bitch left me breakfast. It's her apple.
Right, it's her apple.
He just brought it to bed. That's crazy. We find out that he left to go sign with another team so that he could hit his 247th home run. And at this point, we have, I think, my favorite quote in the movie, which is, The world is made for people who aren't cursed with self-awareness. I love that. That's so good. I also have a note here, and I don't remember exactly why I said this, but I think it was because it's like you're aging baseball player trying to hang on to things, I think Dennis Quaid in The Rookie is just very much a wannabe Kevin Costner. Like the demeanor and the way that he carries himself in that movie is just like, you're not Costner, dude. You want to be, but you're not.
Crash Davis is kind of a one of one for baseball as far as baseball movies go.
I agree. We have our kind of.
Oh. He's supposed to be Pike from the Wild Bunch. If you ever saw the Wild Bunch, that's what they base character off of. Just like
Crash Davis.
Yeah, cool and snappy. They said it's because Holden wrote that character that loves something that will never love him back. And is it talking about baseball or is it talking about Annie? And you just don't know. But yeah.
Well, we will soon find out.
Pretty profound shit from a guy named Crash Davis.
It is pretty profound. There's a lot of profundity in this movie.
It really is.
Like there's a lot of high level stuff in this movie, actually. Like there's a lot of like quotes from classic literature and very profound statements and mysticism and all the above. To wrap it up here, we cut to Nuke in the bigs and he lays out all the cliches, which are awesome. He gives us play him one day at a time, give it my best shot, Lord willing, right here to help the club. He also says, this is a simple game. You throw the ball, you hit the ball, you catch the ball. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. He drops just a barrage of all of them, which is great. We go back to the...
I just wrote down cool shirt. He's wearing a band shirt, and it's like a fairly abstract ska band, and I don't remember who it is. I don't know why I didn't write down, but I know the band. I don't know why I can't remember. I've seen this movie 100 times.
Let's see if we can find it. Now we cut back to the Durham Bulls, and we have the manager at that point reading the Mayan wisdom made easy.
Good, dude. Robert Wall's so funny.
It's amazing. And then we have Crash back on Annie's porch. Annie goes to the game. It gets rained out. I'm trying to find out who's on this shirt. It's a fish skeleton.
Yeah. Oh my God, that's going to drive me nuts. I'm going to find it.
I have no idea. But Annie's walking back from the game.
One of the bigger ska bands. I can't remember who the hell they are.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's going to drive me nuts.
Is it the Planet Smashers?
It is not.
Is it the Mighty Mighty Bosstones?
It is not.
It
was before them. Is
it?
Oh my God.
We gotta flex the ska knowledge here. Is it Real Big Fish?
I am so close to remembering this right now, and you're killing me with Real Big Fish.
It's a fish.
Oh, it's Fishbone.
Fishbone.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Fishbone.
Because
the fish bones on the shirt. It's a Fishbone shirt. Man, that took a long time.
We end the movie with them talking about their desires and everything, and them both deciding to. She's saying, Annie says, "I'm hanging it up from baseball. I'm quitting my one guy a year." Crash says, "I'm done. I got my 247. I just want to be." They just want to be. And you can understand that they've both put all of their previous iterations of themselves behind them, and they are now going to focus on each other. It is a very nice and sweet ending for a movie that is, I think, like a rom-com in the best way. It is not your traditional rom-com. It is a really unique and fun one.
Yeah, it's funny to watch a movie written by a man have female characters like this, especially Annie. I mean, Millie is just hilarious. But Millie is sleeping with everybody on the team. She knows everybody's name, and if she doesn't, she knows your number.
Millie is
she's just a little bimbo, and it's hilarious.
Annie without the smarts, basically.
Right.
Annie's the best character in the movie. It's not really close at all.
No, it's not close at all.
And maybe one of the best characters in any baseball movie that we've watched so far.
I love Annie Savoy. I love Annie Savoy.
So let's get into some more discussion here after we have a word from our sponsors.
From the makers of bowling balls and scarves comes candlesticks, something that you can get for a wedding. Don't know what to get your wife? Or don't know what to get the in-laws? Are your eyelids stuck open? Try candlesticks.
Candlesticks.
Yeah, I really want to thank Candlesticks for supporting the pod today, coming out, giving us 100%, putting your faith in us. It means a lot for a company like Candlesticks.
Because Candlesticks nowadays, they're not working with much anymore. I hate to break it to Candlesticks.
They had their heyday, but there's you know what? Everything's circular. I look at Jinkos are back. I just saw a girl in big pants yesterday.
Bro, Jinkos are back in a crazy way.
Big pants. And the thing about Jinkos is that I don't know what our demographic here. I don't know what our age groups are, but Jinkos were the huge skater pants. Not only were they huge skater pants, they were fabulously expensive. Jinkos were $100 in the early 2000s.
Bruh, they had the same material as 3 pairs of regular jeans.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Listen, you paid for 12 square yards of denim.
But if you think about it, Candlesticks had like 1,000-year run, though.
Oh, they were on an absolute heater till Edison comes around with his light bulb. Look at me. They picked me shit.
Nobody had
Think you're better than Candlesticks?
Nobody had a run quite as dominant as Candlesticks.
Are we also counting the Ebenezer Scrooge, the little one? You carry up to bed.
I think you have to.
Before you snore honk shoe.
Before you
put on the old sleeping cap.
Before you smell a pie in the window and just float directly towards it. I think you have to count that. I didn't really think about this before right now, but Candlesticks had a crazy run, and that's why we are so thankful that they brought Jabbo to you today. Let's talk a little bit about some trivia. Let's talk a little bit about some noms and anything like that. The one piece, it's not quite trivia. I just found this hilarious when I was looking for pictures for the thumbnail for this. There's really not that many wide, large pictures for this movie that I could use for the thumbnail. The one that I found was Crash Davis sitting on the hood of a car with Annie, and he is holding a beer in his left hand and his hands on a baseball bat in his right hand. And that's one of the promo pictures. The other one, they so very clearly.
That was the poster, right?
Yeah, it was. The other one, they so very clearly took and this must have been a post-production, newer picture, took the baseball bat out of his hand and just kind of edited in his hand in a thumbs up. And it looks so unnatural. It is hilarious. But in almost all of the promos for this movie, he's just holding a beer, which is hilarious, I think.
Because he really doesn't drink that much during the movie. The managers after the game are always pulling beers out of the fridge, but they don't give him one.
No. He's doesn't have a problem or anything. It's interesting.
It's not a problem.
What do we got in terms of trivia here?
That's a pretty wild triv. One of the co-developers for this movie, so as far as writing and production and all that, is Kurt Russell, who was supposed to play the role of Crash, and then it ultimately ended up going to Costner instead. The free steak bowl, you hit the bowl, you get a steak. They made it for the movie. It was a plot point of the movie. Still exists, and
Amazing.
they moved it to. I cannot remember what the name of the field was for in this one, but they moved it to Durham Bulls Athletic Park or something like that. So they moved it up there. If you hit the cow, you do get a steak. If you hit the grass under the cow, you get a salad. So they added that one. Yeah,
that's fun.
The water out of a boat is the Curp of Aqua, Tommy Lasorda bit. Candlesticks line, ad-libbed by Robert Wall because he had that conversation with his wife because they didn't know to get somebody for their wedding.
That's amazing.
There is a scene where Annie, it's right after the road trip. Annie's wearing like a what is it? A black, what do you call it over the face? There's a very famous poem about it. The mourning, like the shawl.
Yeah.
One of the characters died in a car accident, and then it tested really poorly, so they cut it out for the theatrical release. But they kept Annie like in her black shawl of mourning for no reason in it.
What?
But, yeah, one of the like side, like one of the tertiary characters. I'm not sure which one it is because it's not Voodoo because you see him at the wedding, see him after the game. It's certainly not William, but yeah, one of the characters is killed in a car accident, and then that part is not in the movie.
It must be. Maybe it's the catcher, not the catcher. Maybe it's the guy who gets cut, the guy who's not hitting potentially.
No, because he's already cut at that point.
Yeah, you're right. That happens before.
They just cut the scene out, and then the guy's just not in the movie anymore.
I will say the editing in this movie, if we're getting into some of the more like technical aspects of like watching movies and things, the editing is really weird in this movie. Like scenes end quite abruptly. There's some scenes in the movie that just like do nothing for the movie. There is some weird stuff going on here. Like the cast drop scene is weird. A lot of the scenes just end with like fade to black in a weird, jumpy, jerky way. There's some weird stuff going on. But killing a guy and then being like, oh man, we can't kill this guy.
Can't do that. So now I guess, yeah, that scene's just out. So I guess he's technically alive in the movie again. Ron Shawn was a minor league baseball player. And according to legend, and I got this from the commentary because I was watching this bad boy on the Blu-ray. They did the sprinkler trick. Like they wanted a rain delay. They were playing Amarillo. I don't know. He just said Amarillo. I know now they're the Sod Poodles. I don't know what they were then.
Oh, that's incredible.
But and they flooded the field, and they're like, okay, cool. Can't play on that one. The owner of Amarillo rented a helicopter to dry the field off. There's something incredibly funny about that, and that is some minor league grind stuff.
That's amazing.
It's not really trivia, but whenever Nuke's bringing Dad to Annie's house, he's banging on the door. And I know you're in there. I can hear that crazy Mexican singer. It's Edith Piaf, one of the most like profoundly influential French artists of all time.
He's an idiot. He's meat.
I can hear that crazy Mexican singer in there. That line gets me 100% of the time. But like it's Edith Piaf. Like I said, one of the most famous people France has ever produced. I do have in its entirety the list of people that were offered the role of Crash. Are you ready for this?
I'm born ready.
Because it's going to get progressively more insane. So it's Alec Baldwin, Tom Berenger, Harrison Ford, Richard Gere, Mel Gibson, Michael Keaton, Christopher Lambert, Tommy Lee Jones, Stephen Lang, Bill Paxton, Ron Perlman, Dennis Quaid, who we already covered in the baseball movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and Sly Stallone.
That is
out of that list. How many of those guys would have been good? 2?
Tom Berenger would have been good. I think Tom Berenger would have been good
for that role, probably because I mean, he plays a catcher next. Yeah, next year. This movie kicked off a ton
I
of
think
baseball movies because this movie made a ton of money.
a lot of the other guys, that would be tough. Schwarzenegger, definitely not.
It would be so funny. Don't think, just hit, just throw. Don't hurt the ball club.
You couldn't at that point in their careers, like if I was like, oh yeah, dude, this jacked, juiced up, roided out meathead is
Because
trying
this
to
would have
be
been
profound.
Schwarzenegger at the height of his like Mr. Olympia bodybuilding. So he
Yeah.
would have just been wearing like a 6X.
Just there's no way, like, you know, sure, this is shallow of me. If you're that big, you're dumb. It's just that simple. Like, I don't like that's, you know, that's wrong of me, you know, sue me. But like, dude, there's no way. Anyway, which is the same reason why Sly Stallone couldn't have worked either. But Berenger, I think, could have worked. Mel Gibson, that's a dicey one. You know,
You never know, especially get a couple bruises on him.
Yeah, gazillion bruise Mel Gibson, and we're looking at, you know, we're doing the rest of the movie.
It doesn't always go great for Mel.
Yeah. Keaton, I just don't see Keaton in it. Yeah, they nailed it with Kevin Costner. Tom Berenger could have been good, but I don't know.
Maybe Quaid at that time, probably.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, there's not a lot of meat on that bone.
Perlman was probably, I don't know what he was doing at that time.
I don't know.
He's probably, I just saw an interview with him the other day. He was talking about how he would do Hellboy 3, and he's like, I'd do it at 75 years old. He looks damn good for 75, dude. He looks damn good for 75.
Right. No, he definitely wants to do it.
I found one piece of trivia that I thought was interesting. There was just a baseball player who played in 1904 through 1909, named Bull Durham.
Really?
He's from Pennsylvania. He pitched in 3 years in the National League, 1 year in the American League. He pitched a total of 29 innings, named Bull Durham. Yeah. Negative .9 WAR, 5.28 ERA. I mean, he sucked. Louis Staub Durham, nicknamed Bull Durham.
Oh, that's such a cool name.
So shout out the OG Bull Durham. You know,
I to this day have no idea why it's named Bull Durham. I get that they're the Durham Bulls, but Bull Durham and Durham Bulls like really not the same thing.
I was thinking about that last night and this morning.
It was originally named Player to be Named Later.
Oh, that's a way better title.
Too many words.
Fair. That's fair.
A lot of words.
A couple last things, I think. A couple last analysis points, I think, before we get into our ratings here. You know, I had never seen this movie before. Again, you know, I've said many times on the pod. I
cannot believe how many of these movies you haven't seen. I'm sorry, because I know like a movie guy, but not like a sports movie guy. But some of the movies that we covered are like important to the cultural fabric of society.
100%. I love movies. I'm a huge movie guy. Sports movies, not my thing. I've made them my thing. But like, this is a lot of movies here I'm watching for the first time. Bull Durham's one of the most famous baseball movies, without a doubt. Many
Brother, it's in the
people.
Criterion Collection.
Yeah, that's for all the real hardos, man. Holy Jesus! But it's also on Pluto TV.
Pluto's the best, man.
Pluto's awesome.
Especially for somebody like me who's really indecisive.
It's great, dude.
I just pop on American Gladiators and I'm in.
Dude, you pop on American Gladiators, Mike O'Hearn, I mean, just juiced up roid rage, hitting people with giant cotton swabs into a pool full of snakes. It's ridiculous.
There's probably not snakes in there. There might be snakes in there.
No, it's not snakes.
There could be snakes in there. We don't know. They did. It's not like they cleaned it. Everything was dangerous.
Flip it from Battle Bots, American Gladiators, Iron
Chef. Nice.
Unreal. And then you go watch a little Total Nonstop Action, a little Kurt Angle.
Oh, love it. There's also a great Lucha channel on there too. If you want to watch some Mexican underground wrestling, it's even better. Pluto's
amazing. I've never seen it. Many people say this is their favorite baseball movie. You know, on the Bucko Banter fan content this past season, we said, what's your favorite baseball movie? That's a crowd pleaser. People love that one. Many people say Bull Durham. And, you know,
my boy Afrage.
It's a good one.
The Durham guy.
To me, it's kind of a unique pick for your favorite baseball movie because it is hot and heavy and very forward in very many scenes. It also has, and this will go into the baseball rating here, has the least baseball of any movie that we've watched.
Probably. It also has the only games we watch in the movie are the ones that Nuke pitches.
Yeah. It also has by far the most sex scenes in any movie that we've watched.
Oh, without question.
So let's get into some of the.
But it starts with one.
It does. It starts.
We get to see Tim Robbins' butt
in the bathroom stall of the locker room.
Mm-hmm.
And Millie pops her head over and she's like, "My dad gave you the scoreboard." It's crazy. Let's get into some rankings. Baseball realism's tough here because we see Nuke pitching and his windup is like Gumby ass, like he's all kinds of stretched. I mean, it is just like so much wasted motion. It does not look realistic to me at all.
Yeah, I don't think he did too much training for this one. This feels like he got that done about a weekend.
Yeah, Costner's swing it's not very good.
But the way that they talk about baseball, like when Costner's at the plate and he's talking about different pitches, pitch selection, and that bring me that weak shit meat.
That's the only saving grace.
This movie, at its heart, knows ball. Ball. And I mean, like Annie's keeping book. She's telling Millie to profess, her respect for her own sexual agency, and then go get the radar gun out. And then she runs down, run a radar gun, and Nick Lelouch is like pumping 98. Which one of his contemporaries was throwing that hard in 88? Nolan Ryan. Gossage?
I mean, apparently if you're in the rookie, you can make it with 85.
I mean, like
that's what he threw the first time.
That's crazy.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way. If that's all you're bringing, like guys were definitely touching low 90s, but like mid to high 90s, like that was going to get you into the show for sure.
League
him.
Like I said, league him.
Right.
The saving grace is how they talk about baseball in the movie. The saving grace is the dynamic between pitcher and catcher, Crash calling the game, all of the inside baseball, so to speak. It doesn't save it enough. It gets some of the other stuff, I think, pretty good as well. Like the team dynamic, kind of some of the coaching stuff is pretty funny. The low budgetness of minor league baseball. It doesn't save it enough for me to give it a truly good score. I think I'm going to have to go. Let's see here. I'm going to give it a 5.75 out of 10 chicken bone crosses.
You bastard.
That's a good one, man.
I do definitely agree that, like what the little baseball we get to see is not the best. But there's just something about like the ball knowledge that like this movie knows and appreciates baseball. None of the stats are like super cartoony. The way he's talking about the difference between a 200 and a 250 batting average. I mean, like Nuke's control's wild. His first when he throws it into the press box. I love whenever the ball just sails between everybody, goes right back to the microphone. The ball just a little high in the zone.
The announcer crushes. He crushes.
He's amazing. But this movie knows and respects baseball at its heart. I am going to, but again, it's not the best. I am going to give it a 6.7 out of 10 Soft, wet, slow kisses that last 3 days.
Yeah. That's more than 18 days, brother.
Yeah.
That's a lot of days.
You better pack a bag.
I gotta moisturize. Movie score, this one is really unique to me because there's a lot of things in this movie that I can point to that are like quote unquote wrong with this movie. The editing isn't super great, I think. Some of the cuts are weird. There's scenes in there that don't need to be in there. But if you just look at the movie from just a strictly substance standpoint, take some of the form out of it, it's super unique. Annie is one of the most unique characters in any baseball movie or any rom-com that I've seen.
Buddy, baseball groupies are still called Annies.
Yeah, it is. She's one of the most unique characters in any baseball movie or rom-com that I've seen. The dialogue in this movie, which is huge for me, in my opinion, on how good a movie is like, if you don't have good dialogue in a movie, you're not getting more than an 8 for me. Like, it is literally impossible. The rest of the movie could be flawless. If the dialogue's not good, who cares? The dialogue in this movie is awesome. It's super snappy. The jokes are good. It's super profound at times as well.
It never punches down.
Never punches down. Even the parts that are like maybe a little bit dicey, like the part where Nuke is questioning his sexuality if he wears these garters and what does that mean about him? Like, he still does it and it makes him better. It
speaks to his character. Like, that's he's from some podunk town in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, it's very unique. I like this one a lot. I'm gonna go and it just is it's one of those movies that has a happy ending that is a little bit cliche but is great.
It's satisfying ending.
It's great. It's one of those where it happens, where what's going to happen, and it happens in the best way possible.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it an 82 out of 100 Mayan wisdoms made easy. 82 out of 100 Mayan wisdoms made easy.
Yeah, I agree with you. Especially from a dialogue standpoint. This is one of the most snappily written, smartly written comedies of, I mean, hell, there wasn't another one. I don't know if you could still pick out another one like this.
I mean, we have in this movie all of these quotes. We have I love a little macho male bonding. I think it's sweet. I do, even if it probably is latent homosexuality being rechanneled. I'm all for rechanneling. So who cares, right? I mean, that in and of itself is amazing. You ever hear of Walt Whitman? Who's he play for? Right? It's like you have something super profound, and then you have that same character trying to relay some of that, and the guy just not understanding it at all.
And it's the dichotomy of baseball and the dichotomy of these characters in that, where she's, Annie's out here doing, I sing the body electric, and the next day keeping book at a game. And
strikeouts are boring. Besides that, they're fascists. Let's throw some ground balls. They're more democratic. Lollygaggers. It's a simple game.
I love the lollygaggers line. You lollygag on the field. You lollygag between the lines.
When you speak of me, speak well. I mean, life isn't made for those of us cursed with self-awareness. I mean, the dialogue in this is amazing. It's super good.
That son of a bitch is shaking me off. He's doing a two-hit shutout. When you speak of me, speak well. Here comes the deuce.
It's great.
Sometimes when I got a ball player alone, I'll just read Emily Dickinson or Walt Whitman to him. The guys are so sweet, and they always stay and listen. Because, of course, the guy will listen to anything. He thinks it's foreplay. I make them feel confident, and they make me feel safe and pretty. I love Annie Savoy. I love it. And again, this is the first time in any of these movies where we had like an actual thinking female. And then they gave this one like all of the sexual agency in the world.
Well, the wife in Field of Dreams is going in at the PTA meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I didn't give her any of the credit that she deserved. No, the movie's fantastic. Again, it moves really well. The story is a little convoluted because it's more of a series of scenes. That's how the narrative is told. It's a little less linear because we'll jump ahead in time. Editing's not great, but it doesn't have to be. This is going to sound weird. This is not my favorite baseball movie. There is one that I like more than this one. But this is in my top 10 favorite movies. Like I absolutely adore this movie. I think it's just about as good as it can get. It's a tight run time. It's quick. It's funny. It's very well acted. I think this is where Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon met.
Yeah, they dated for 20 years after this.
Yeah.
20 years.
I love this movie. I hope you did too. I know I was very excited. That's why we kind of saved it towards the end of this little run we're on.
I think an 8.2 might be the second highest ranking that I've given a movie thus far. I'll
go through and look up our rankings. I'll make a spreadsheet. I'm going to give this movie an 8.9 out of 10 dubious home run records.
Hell yeah. I love that. That's why the ending is so good to me, because he just accepts what is inevitable for himself.
Yeah.
Just be the best minor leaguer,
Right.
Be the best minor leaguer.
It's the end of the road.
And then come home. And that's what he does. So many people are focused on what could be unreachable for them instead of understanding what they could achieve right in front of them. And he just took what was there and then he came home. Just the ending was so nice. I really enjoyed it. Yeah. It's about that time, folks. It's about that time that we like and subscribe. We turn on notifications. We ring the bell. I got to give a shout out to, if you look at the bottom here, right? We have our YouTube, our X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram,
X, man. I'm not
Threads, TikTok, Spotify, whatever that last logo is. I have no idea.
iHeartRadio?
Yeah, go follow us on. Dude, I have no idea what that
Hit the upside down exclamation point.
Go follow us on iHeartRadio. And we got to infiltrate the minor leagues now, right? So find your local minor league team. Start going to every game. Maybe play it a little fast and loose with the guys on the team, right? And infiltrate the minor leagues. Let them know that we care about minor league baseball and that we care about baseball movies. And we need to promote Jabbo that way, right? We've gone international, but we need to hit every level of baseball at this point. So spread the good word. Thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for getting the popcorn ready. See you next week.
Best seats at the Pirates game, they let me run the base. Yeah, my time is like my money, cause I can't afford to waste. Wifey is a lawyer, take my date to my dates, or the steak by the plates.